I'm just so pleased that this opportunity exists for me and other veterans here in Greene County.
The Greene County Veterans Service Office is basically a one-stop shop. So any veteran that comes into the office that's looking for any type of benefit, resource, things they've earned through their military service, our staff is trained to connect them to those resources. And so that can be a federal benefit, like through the VA, a state benefiter program, something we do locally, or even sometimes connection to a nonprofit organization.
It is explicit in the Ohio Revised Code that what Veteran Services can do is help with hardship, financial hardship for individual specific veterans, to lead the veterans to services out there at the VA or housing, to help with cemeteries, to educate their staff there to help folks, and transportation to medical appointments and whatnot. That's what they do. That's all they can do. And that is in the Ohio Revised Code.
Our service officers, their specific job is really important. They sit down with a veteran who has a claim, maybe for a line of duty injury in combat or something like that, or some disability. These are really time intensive. It takes many man hours to fill out, submit, monitor, feedback, sometimes resubmit, sometimes appeal after something's turned down by the VA. So those guys are the really one-on-one with the veterans and pursuing that. They're experts at navigating that, where a veteran sitting at home, it just is going to be miserable trying to fight the VA bureaucracy.
A lot of the red tape by having a county veteran services office has been cut out. For example, I'm now starting college in the fall, which it was an opportunity I didn't even know existed, and it's called vocational rehab. And since it is. So since I'm a protected disabled veteran, I qualify for that. And I went through the interview with the VA doctor out of Cincinnati, and he said, "You're highly qualified." Well, again, it was something I could have done 16 years ago, but I didn't know about it. So one of the things that the representative that I have here, her name's Amy Dunn, and she was assigned to me, and she has literally changed my life. And one of the things that I find is it's not just with college, for example, it's the other entitlements. And there's a difference between a benefit and an entitlement. One of the biggest things is that it's something in my contract that any of us veterans have earned. So having a local office in Greene County that's so exceptional in so many formats, depending on what they're doing. I mean, they even give rides to veterans to the Dayton VA, and there's many opportunities also for like taxes if you're 100% disabled veterans. And many of us don't know about it. And depending on what year group you're in would be that entitlement.
The county does a couple different things. One, we provide transportation to Greene County residents to and from the Dayton VA hospital. For non-ambulatory veterans, we contract with Green Cats to provide them the special type of transportation they need. So that's one benefit. We have a financial assistance program that really works to take veterans that have ran on some really hard times, and in that program we may provide them financial management training. We may actually work with if they're medical bills, to try to get those bills reduced and actually work with them. And part of that is we may provide some actual financial assistance related to that. We work with the recorders. There's a Veterans ID program for the recorder's office, or a Veterans Court program here in Greene County that we're very proud to be a part of. So we try to be problem solvers. Someone comes in, tells us what their need is or what their question is, and we try to find the absolute best resource, if nothing else the information related to it, and do the best we can to connect them to the things that those veterans have earned through the military service. Recently, we've been doing a lot of work to try to improve the way that we handle veterans with mental health issues. We have a lot of veterans, not necessarily in crisis, but in working with them, really have some struggles dealing with the various issues from their military service, or surviving spouses that are dealing with issues related to a recent loss. So we've been working very hard to try to find ways to expedite getting those veterans into the care they need. And we're hopeful that it becomes a statewide pilot.
there's a lot of misinformation on that. The Vets and Veteran Services does not have a dedicated amount to them. You'll see people say they get 0.5 mil, right? They don't. If you look at the Ohio Revised Code, we are to get with the Veteran Services. They come to us with a budget. We approve the budget. They can come back and counter the budget, right? And then we give them the money out of our general fund for the budget.
When we do our budget, obviously we have salaries, and we look at cost of living, and that's usually coordinated through the county, what will be the COLA raise for that year. And we look at how many veterans needed transportation. What's the fleet life of our vehicles? We look at how many service officers do we need, and we submit that. Now, under 5901.11, we have to develop a line item budget and submit it to the county, and that budget will not exceed $500,000 of the property value. That's out of the general fund. Nowhere in the law is there any language that there is a specific set aside. There is no levy. There is no earmark. There is no dedicated funds that taxpayers voted on for veteran services. We're one of many county agencies who get our funding from the general fund, and we justify that with a line item budget based on our needs.
So all of the basically 50 different offices and departments that we have to manage have to divide that pie.
There's 50 of them?
About 50, yeah, roughly.
Oh, and Veteran Services is just one of those 50.
Right, so Veteran Services gets a piece of pie, the sheriff gets a piece of pie, all of those departments do. So one of my tasks is to meet with all of those departments and offices on an annual basis. They bring a proposed budget, and we look at what their anticipated expenditures are for the year. And then we look at historical trends. What have they spent over the last 5 years in all their various line items? What are the variances? What are they expecting this year that's different than last year, positives and negatives? And then we come up with a number that I have to roll up into that whole pie and then show the commissioners a balanced budget.
They come in with a budget, we talk, and it's a very agreeable situation. I mean, those guys out there do a great job. I can't say that enough.
Yeah, I've heard that if they need more money too, like if they give you a budget and then something happens, like
say the van breaks down, right?
Yeah.
Right there, or they need a new service officer. Again, there's justification they have to put forward.
Yeah.
But we are very receptive to doing whatever we need to do to help them take care of our vets. 100%.
Our board, who are all veterans, recommended from local veterans post and then selected through an interview process for our board. They're all passionate about trying to help veterans locally, as well as every one of the veterans that are on my staff. We work really hard, and they request the amount of money that we think is appropriate to meet the needs of those veterans, and have a great relationship with the county to where if we ever needed to request more, something happened and we had a situation where we needed to expand, that we could. And we feel very confident in that relationship.
I will tell you this, our Veteran Services is the best bar none. And in all my time as a mayor, as a state rep, as a county commissioner, I've never had one veteran come to me and say, hey, they didn't take care of me.
Nobody cares more about our veterans than we do. We are passionate about it. They are our neighbors, they are our battle buddies, our warriors.
The blessing of the job that we have here is the fact that we sometimes can change people's lives, and in a very positive way, by connecting them to the benefits they've earned through the military service, and we're really honored to do that. So if you're a veteran and you see this or know a veteran, you got a question, give us a call. We'd be happy to help.